Welcome, Project Voltron 5. Today's discussion will be on consciousness, specifically how to consciously direct the focus of your intent for the deliberate contribution to the creation of the reality that you experience from day to day. There's a reference link in the right-hand section of this video clip. I will go a little bit more into detail about that particular topic. That said, in the exercise of one's personal sovereignty and autonomy, a conscious, deliberate focus on the choices and decisions that you make on a day-to-day basis, coupled with a clear assessment of the consequences, results of those decisions, can go a very long way towards the experience of your own personal freedom. Particularly as it pertains to checkmating anyone that would seek to enslave you. That said, now, the purpose of this is mainly to assist with the day-to-day experience of living freely. This has a lot, this has nothing to do with really filing any paperwork or documentation, although depending on your individual circumstances that may be necessary for some of you listening to this. But then the idea is to determine what's appropriate and suitable for your personal circumstances from what isn't, what may be applicable to someone else and what may be applicable to you, and to simply ensure that you ultimately do what is best for exercise of your own personal sovereignty. That being the case, this will probably be the first in a series of videos exploring this topic, as this gets quite involved in terms of how to quietly go about exercising this. The essential idea is that you should be or function like a force of nature, like the wind. No one can see it, but everyone can bear witness to the effect that the wind has had on the surrounding environment. You can tell where it's been, but you never see it coming. Being able to function like that means that it allows you the opportunity to circumvent or outmaneuver or checkmate any number of individuals or institutions that would be looking to limit the exercise of your freedom. And if done right, they will not even understand what you've done. All they'll know is they're faced with circumstances where they can't do what they'd like to. That said, 2 articles on the right-hand side that have been provided as handy reference. Please take your time in reading them very carefully, as there are some pitfalls to the concept of quote-unquote you create your own reality. and people are failing to take into consideration is that, well, you are not the only participant in this grand experiment called creation with respect to the reality to be experienced, which means that just as you contribute to its creation, so does everyone else, and that is something that you must take into consideration seriously. Failure to do so will have people thinking that they can just unilaterally adjust and change things and not have to take anyone else into consideration, only be proven dead wrong. That said, this won't be the first, well, this will not be the last, this particular series on consciousness, as we're looking to expand beyond just the limitations of third-dimensional physical reality, beyond running back and forth to court, beyond philosophical debates and arguments over who did what when. See, I'm very much oriented towards getting tangible results, so it is a bit of a challenge for me to get more into the philosophical groundwork, but it's necessary. Because otherwise, you're not going to understand what I'm talking about later on. And even worse, there'll be room for misinterpretation, which we don't want to have. So, get to underlying framework, and then from there, everyone should be able to take the seed, plant their own trees, water the trees, make sure they get enough sun, and we can come together at a later date and compare notes as to what we each have grown, what kind of fruit has been produced. So that way we have kind of a peer-to-peer discussion. And in this way everyone can honor their own uniqueness. That said, just as a reminder, you are born free. The idea is for you to learn how to express that freedom over the course of your lifetime. This does not mean that others cannot attempt to enslave you, but hey, you're also in a position to express your freedom to such a high degree. You defeat those efforts, and you can teach others how to do the same. So, next segment, I'll be going more into the means of how to checkmate, outmaneuver those that would wish to limit your ability to exercise your personal sovereignty. And hopefully we will eventually be able to compare notes on different ideas. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. And also, feel free to comment on the information on the 2 reference articles attached to this particular video, as there's a lot of pertinent information there that's been coupled with this that should help in terms of practical day-to-day use. Alright, this is Project Voltron 5. Until next time.